Delhi Chief Minister and AAP leader Arvind Kejriwal has defended AAP leader Kumar Vishwas as an attempt to malign the party. He also accused the media of targeting AAP leaders' children and wives.
कल कुमार विश्वास के साथ जो हरकत की गई वो मुझे लगता है बहुत खराब है। आप लोगों की हमसे लड़ाई है, आप लोगों की हमसे राजनीति है। आप हमारे बच्चों को और हमारे परिवार को तो बख्श दीजिए, हमारी पत्नी को तो बख्श दीजिए कम से कम। कल जिस तरह से कुमार विश्वास के पूरे परिवार को लाके कटघरे में खड़ा कर दिया गया, मुझे लगता है वो बहुत ही घिनौनी हरकत थी। कुमार विश्वास के ऊपर आरोप लगाया जा रहा है कि उसके किसी के साथ अवैध संबंध है। कुमार कह रहा है मेरे अवैध संबंध नहीं है, वो लड़की कह रही है मेरे अवैध संबंध नहीं है, दोनों कह रहे हैं हमारे अवैध संबंध नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी चैनलों पे चलाया जा रहा है अवैध संबंधों के घेरे में फंसे कुमार विश्वास लीला।
Now it's a fresh standoff between the Lieutenant Governor and the Delhi government. The LG, Najib Jung, has directed ministers and officials of Delhi government to refer all files on various issues to him, saying that files must come to him as is stipulated under the constitution. The government of NCR of Delhi, and this direction comes after the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had instructed all departments not to bother the LG's office with all files.
देखिए, डेफिनेटली दिस केंद्र शासित प्रदेश है, लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर इस दिल्ली के मुखिया हैं और कोई भी फाइल, कोई भी चीज अगर होनी है वो इनके थ्रू होनी है। और जो भी दूसरा कानून है, लॉ ऑफ लैंड है, देयर आर सर्टेन प्रोसीजर, देयर आर सर्टेन कायदे कानून है, उसके हिसाब से इन चीजों को करना चाहिए। और कोई माइट इज राइट, आई एम राइट, ये एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में चल नहीं सकता। So he need to understand all the nitty-gritties and law of land.
Now, in a major embarrassment for Arvind Kejriwal, the Supreme Court has today suspended an order issued by his government that called for criminal defamation cases against the media. The top court pointed out that Mr. Kejriwal has personally challenged criminal defamation cases against him on the grounds that they encroach upon his right to freedom of speech. His lawyers have argued that defamation should be considered a civil wrong.
At that point, somebody has filed a defamation case against him, so he sought a stay of those proceedings, that how defamation is not, the criminal defamation is not the right law, etc., etc. And he himself uses a circular telling people that file defamation cases against people who write against the government. And it reminds me of the dark days of emergency, when such journalists were getting promoted and others who wrote against the government were jailed.
The Supreme Court had some pretty strict words there for the Delhi Chief Minister, saying that he can't have both things. So indeed, quite an embarrassment there for him.
Well, Bani, so far it was just the media questioning the double-speak of Arvind Kejriwal, questioning why exactly on one hand he's fighting against these stringent defamation laws in the Supreme Court, in which he is at the receiving end, and on the other actually imposing these on the media. And now the Supreme Court has gone out, questioning him in very strict terms that you can't have really the best of both worlds, so to say. So the Supreme Court today has come down and banned and put a stay on all these defamation laws. Now, why did this matter come to the Supreme Court in the first place? Remember, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is fighting a matter of defamation. This against Amit Sibal. This is the son of Congress leader Kapil Sibal, related to a Vodafone case wherein he had questioned, where Arvind Kejriwal had questioned several points to the Congress, and thus he faced defamation. Now, fighting this case, Arvind Kejriwal had managed to get a stay order from the Supreme Court, said that, there has to be a better look at these defamation laws. Not anybody should be going around slapping at these at politicians all the time. Now, since he went ahead to actually impose this order on journalists, the opposition, really, the Congress party, used it as a nice trick, really, to go to the Supreme Court and said, now he's out to impose it on others, so let's impose it back on him. When this matter came in front of the Supreme Court, the judge was quite furious, and he said that, this double speak will not be tolerated. And he's gone out to say that now there will be a ban, there will be a stay on any such order. Now, what exactly did Arvind Kejriwal do in this matter? Arvind Kejriwal had come up with a circular saying that any media report, printed or broadcasted, seen to be against, putting and showing the government, either the Chief Minister or his entire council, in bad light, should be taken up strictly by the departments, and there should be defamation. He basically said that
All right,
the government officials should not be shying away from imposing such defamation laws or defamation case against the media houses. So now, for now at least, no more defamation cases on the media school, on any of the media houses.
A letter with a former bureaucrat reveals that Arvind Kejriwal tried to pressurize her into dropping out of a race for a government post. We have our political affairs editor Navika Kumar who's joining us with that letter. Navika, over to you.
Well, this is an exclusive letter that I have in my hand. This letter clearly shows that Arvind Kejriwal's government is down to bullying tactics now. Just what does this letter say? This is somebody who's in the race for the Chief Secretary of Delhi, Shakuntala Gamlin. This is the letter written by her just this morning, and this letter has been handed over to the LG of the state. In fact, the LG, Mr. Najib Jung, has been handed over this letter. This letter says the undersigned, that is Shakuntala Gamlin, had telephonically informed the Honorable LG last evening that the Secretary to the Honorable Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had shown her an unsigned typed copy of a file, noting earlier in the day which he stated would be placed on the file pertaining to the appointment of in-charge Chief Secretary unless she, Shakuntala Gamlin, withdrew on her own volition from being considered for the said post. So Arvind Kejriwal bullying a top bureaucrat in the Delhi government, Shakuntala Gamlin, saying she should opt herself out, and this was told to her by none other than the Secretary to the Chief Minister.